chilly night here at Upper Montclair, home of the Montclair State Redhawks, and the final home game of the football season as the Redhawks host Muhlenberg. I'm Matt Prochet alongside Luke Sirianni. Luke, it's Friday night. A little different than what we're used to. We're used to seeing college football played on Saturdays. It's Friday night. How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Matt. First of all, it's usually a Saturday game at noon, but we're here Friday night. Like you said, a little chilly. Windows are open. Crowds bundled up. Big game for Montclair State today, though. Yeah, the
Muhlenberg Mules come to town a little bit far away. They're located all the way in Pennsylvania, so they take this trip for their last game of the season. And this is a team that only has one loss. What can we expect from this Muhlenberg team?
Yeah, they're a very good team. 8-1 overall, 5-1 record in conference play. Undefeated on the road. I do want to point out 4-0 on the road. It's really special. Montclair State, though, going to have a hard time today. And I think their offense is very dangerous to look out for.
Yeah, one of the guys that we especially have to look out for is, the quarterback, Joe Repetti. He has had an incredible season so far. 40 touchdowns in total, 33 through the air, 7 on the ground. And we get the kickoff. Montclair in the red will receive ball first. That kickoff goes out of bounds, though. So Montclair will start with pretty good field position. And comes Aiden McLaughlin.
I'm excited. I think Aiden McLaughlin has been very impressive so far. As we know, Andrew Sanborn was the starter, but he's injured. McLaughlin's done a great job taking over for him. 8 games, 726 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 rushing touchdowns on the ground, 3 passing. It's not easy to come in as a backup QB, and I think he's done a good job.
Yeah, and that was one of the big storylines was Andrew Sanborn was the new quarterback this year, and we saw him do a good job when he was given the opportunity. He goes down with injury, and like you say, Aiden McLaughlin has come in and really stepped up. Montclair will start the shotgun. McLaughlin and Mendez. Mendez gets the first handoff, scampers around for about 1. So we know with this Red Hawk offense, they want to get that run game started. How important is it to set that tone?
Yeah, run game in all levels of football is very special. You even see it in the NFL too. Teams that could run the ball well on other teams, they actually control the tempo of the game. You control the game clock. You control the speed of the game. I think good run game is crucial because you don't always want to pass every ball. And like you said, having a good running back is an important one.
And they have a few good runners. We'll see Mendez get his turn. Also, Lewis has done a good job this season. McLaughlin drops back, fires over the middle, and caught by Clarence Wilkins for a first down.
Well, Clarence Wilkins, one of my players to look out for. Amazing catch there. Over 400 yards this season, 5 touchdowns, and an amazing catch there. That seemed like a Keenan Allen catch the other night on Primetime Football.
Yeah, and that's not easy to do, especially over the middle when you know you're about to get hit. So very good awareness for Wilkins to come down with it and maintain possession. Mendez over to the left will get a few. Mendez will come off for Henry Lewis. Special night here at Montclair State. Senior night. If Montclair State will give us a chance, we can rattle off all 20 names. Big senior class for this Red Hawk team. McLaughlin. 3 receivers out to the right. Hands it to Lewis. And Lewis gets about 5. I think he'll be short of the 3rd down.
We've only seen shotgun formation so far from the Red Hawk offense. It's working well so far. Already over midfield. Get a first down here, and at least you're in field goal range.
Yeah, the style of offense, they do those RPOs, right? And this is a type of brand of sport that is played by a lot of these Montclair teams. They all love to play fast, especially we're going to see in the men's basketball season that starts in, I think today, I believe, was their first game. But 3rd down and 3. McLaughlin gives it to Lewis again and swallowed up in the backfield. Lewis goes down, and the Muhlenberg defense survives.
Big stop there. Montclair State starting the game with possession. That means Muhlenberg will have it at half. Great run defense so far from Muhlenberg. That defensive line looks really good, and like we said, Matt, you either run the ball or you stop the run.
Mm-hmm.
You set the tone either way there.
Yeah, they went 3 straight runs in that set of downs. Unsuccessful. Mule might have jumped off sides there. They won't call it. But the punt from Fitzpatrick goes out of bounds at about the 14. So we'll get a first look at the Muhlenberg offense. But first, let's take a look at the Montclair State seniors. Starting off, number 1, Chris Bukta. Also number 1, Avijani Mendez. We got a pair of number 2, Sharon Cooper and Jacob Quigley. Number 5, Jake Colon. Number 6, Dimitri Pally and Zach Lewis. Number 8, Nate Exel. Number 9, Clarence Wilkins, who had that big catch earlier in this first quarter. Number 10, Keeson Bate. Number 24, Robert Sutton. Number 26, Trayvon Myrick. Number 27, Amari Wilmore. Number 48, Cameron Martin, as you see a run from Muhlenberg go off to the right. Number 56, Gabe Delachai. Number 58, Calvin Nwasu. Number 65, Vincent Maganella. Number 71, Nicholas Macarone. Number 77, Sam Ray. Make out the senior class for this Montclair State team.
It's 20 seniors, Matt. I mean, big senior class, so a lot of chances for the youth guys to step it up.
Another run by Muhlenberg. This one by Christopher Ardito. I think that was actually a screen. Bring up a third down. This Muhlenberg offense plays very quick. Throw over to the right, caught, and stays at the 35. I believe that was on first down, so this brings up second now. And the hurry-up-o continues. Rapidi drops back, throws it to the right, incomplete. Deflected by Alex Butchwald.
Well, great pass there. I mean, the throw was on the money, good spiral. Even better defense, though, to stick your hand in there, pop that ball out.
Yeah, Buchwald has done a good job this season. That was defending James Nye, which a lot of teams have not been able to do this season. We'll talk more about him in just a moment, but a huge 3rd and 3 here for the Mules. Joe Rapetti, 3 receivers out to his left, drops back looking left, couple of time in the pocket, and complete to his man, Aaron Sylvester. Well, that was actually Christopher Ardito again, second catch of this drive. And they'll keep it quick. Montclair going single high safety. Rapetti hands it off and gets nothing.
Yeah, Matt, I mean, you said it earlier, very quick offense that they run. Montclair State have to get to Rapetti a lot quicker. He gets all that time in the pocket, and you give him that time and space. You've seen it. He makes you pay for it.
Amari Dunn, the running back in. 43 carries, 213 yards on the ground for him. Rapetti drops back. A lot of time over the middle and caught. Timothy Buda for a first down. You can see the comfortableness of Rapetti in this pocket right now. He's going through his progressions, looking left, looking right, and going to the third option over the middle.
Yeah, and great tackle there. I think he might have been gone if you didn't have that last little dive there to stop it, but another first down. Montclair State just got to get something going here on defense and get to the QB.
And we know the speed that Buda possesses. Want to get him down immediately. Some chit-chat between the referee and Rapetti. Try allowing Montclair to make their substitutions to match the Muhlenberg substitutions. Aaron Darno outside, but carry goes up the middle for a handful. Done for 10. They go to the pistol. Repetti. Play action to Dunn. And the caught by Rye. Up to the 14.
Just all Moles so far this game, driving down the field like it's nothing. And a big defensive stop early on in that first drive. And they're just about in the red zone, 1 yard away from it.
And this is a Montclair defense that has looked really good this season. So the fact that the Mules are being able to drive so easily right now, it's cause for concern. Referees are looking to bump that play clock up a bit. Repetti opts to hand it off to Dunn. Dunn, good patience, goes back to the left for a gain of about 7.
If you're the Redhawks here, I'd say I'd rather prefer it to be on the ground, play defense on the ground, keep the ball out of the QB's hands. But they do have a good run defense, so I anticipate Muhlenberg to pass it even more.
Yeah, and this is a run game for Muhlenberg that is so dangerous to be able to hand it off to Dunn, and he's consistently getting chunks. But we haven't seen their best weapon, Repetti, run on the ground himself. Repetti going to the right, looking downfield, drops back, throws it for the end zone, out of bounds.
Right idea there. Rolled out of the pocket real quick. Some good pressure, too, from the Red Hawk defense. Try to aim for that back corner. I like the idea.
Yeah, I believe it was intended for James Nye. And how many touchdowns does he have so far this season?
12 touchdowns with 683 passing yards. It's like between the Repetti and James Nye duo, it reminds me of the Mahomes-Kelsey NFL duo. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that. That's so true. Repetti's going out of the pocket, and you know he can trust his man in Nye. Repetti drops back, looking left, looking for Dunn, scrambles outside, gets past the Red Hawks. Now Nye up the middle, goes down to the 6. Repetti showing what he can do with his legs. So tough to bring him down.
Tough is an understatement, Matt.
So that will be the final first down of this drive. They got about 6 to go for the first touchdown of today. The handoff to Dunn, just short of the end zone. This is where Montclair State's red zone defense really has to come in clutch. Joe Repetti in the backfield alongside Amari Dunn. Play action going to his left. Has a man and touchdown. Matt McKenna on the board first for the Mules.
Great offensive drive all around. I mean, we saw runs, we saw passes, we saw Repetti sit in the pocket, deliver. We've seen him roll outside the pocket. We've seen him run on his own feet, take off. Just an incredible drive from Muhlenberg. And Montclair State find themselves down early on. Got to have a good offensive drive now to respond to that.
That's McKenna's 8th touchdown on the year, 17th catch. Both him and Nye have been so good, especially in the red zone. A combination of 20 touchdowns between the two of them. And that's the 34th touchdown thrown by Repetti as the extra point goes through the uprights, and Muhlenberg leads 7-0 after a dominant drive.
And that was another tight end, Matt. We talked about James Nye, but then we see another tight end with a touchdown, and that's you said it's his 8th of the year. So 20 touchdowns just between the tight ends. It's like two good tight ends that fill that role of receiver is something really dangerous.
And you mentioned the balance that we saw from that offense. I mean, they were running it really well, and the run game completely impacted that play, right? So we saw a few good play actions, and that was created by the fact that they were doing so well on the ground. So what is Montclair going to have to do now? We just saw Muhlenberg march down the field, score 7 real quick. Took about 6 or 7 minutes or so. But now Montclair's going to be back on the offensive side. How important is this drive?
It's a very important drive, I think. Here's kind of the time where do you want to tie it up 7-7? Do you want to get that field goal 7-3? I want to see more from Aiden McLaughlin. I think they didn't run. I think they ran the ball too much the last drive. I want to see more of Aiden McLaughlin either throwing it or even taking off on his own feet. I'm interested to see how they respond here.
This is a Muhlenberg offense that has been very good, to say the least, averaging almost 40 points per game and allowing only less than 20. So if you're Montclair, I mean, getting some points on the board early in this game is going to be very crucial. And a muffed punt or muffed kick return is not what you want. Montclair will start with not so great field position at the 16 now. I believe that was Mendez.
Well, Mendez there, fortunate to recover his own muff punt. Definitely wouldn't have been ideal for Muhlenberg to recover it there. They would have another red zone setup just to play after. But Montclair State now, they have a lot of ground to cover to get into that field goal range.
So Lewis will start in the backfield. Mendez seems to be a little shaken up on the sideline. And they'll start with the run, or the pass goes to Zach Lewis. The quick pass. So that could be something that you mentioned. You want to see them pass more. Start out pretty good.
Yeah, good play there. I like the simple play calls like that. Get the ball out of McLaughlin's hands quick. Doesn't need to hold on to it too long. Doesn't have to throw a Hail Mary. Just little quick passes to pick up yards very slowly.
McLaughlin hands it off to Lewis. Good burst. I think that'll be enough for the first down. They're going to move those chains. And so a very important first set of downs to get that first down, to move those chains.
Big first down. Got to keep it going here. You got a couple more to go to get down the field. But I like the set of play calls to start the drive. Like you said, mixing up the run and the pass, the balance is what every good offense needs.
Anthony Roger and Clarence Wilkins on the far side. Two very dangerous receivers. Roger had an incredible game last week against Christopher Newport. 13 catches, over 140 yards. Go back to the ground with Lewis, and he gets nothing. Tackled right around the line of scrimmage and brings up a 2nd and long.
Both teams here seem to have a very good run defense. I think maybe the pass is their weakness for both sides, but yeah, good D-line, not allowing either team to control the game on the ground is a good skill to have.
Very good interior defense that Muhlenberg possesses. McLaughlin dropping back, looking right, quick throw to Lewis again, incomplete. This is just the second drive for Montclair State, but aside from that Wilkins throw over the middle, they haven't really been looking past 5 yards yet.
Yeah, nothing much. Very conservative game plan, it seems like, from Coach Palazzo. I don't know. I mean, sometimes offenses operate well, simple, but so far not too good for Montclair. But get a good rhythm here, pick up a first down here, and keep moving those chains.
Muhlenberg does possess a few ball hawks. They have 10 interceptions on the year, averaging about 1 a game. McLaughlin will drop back. It's a screen for Lewis. Lewis going to his left. Has some space. Should be enough for the first down. Great play design by the Redhawks to move those chains.
Henry Lewis, sophomore running back. Big talent on the offense there with the screen and the wheels. Also credit to the O-line for everybody picking up their own block. I mean, Matt, I thought there the simple offense wasn't going to work, but it's proven wrong.
Yeah, that was Lewis's just 3rd catch on the season. But, I mean, he's a player that has racked up more than 600 yards on the ground. Definitely going to look to keep getting him involved. Another quick play in the flat to Zach Lewis. And stopped short. Defended by Alex Batista. One of the seniors on this Muhlenberg team. And that's one of the storylines that we haven't really been able to touch on too much in this game. But all these guys that are seniors are likely playing their last football game.
Yeah, and some of them maybe have played every game here. Some maybe played half. Some haven't played maybe at all. But listen, I mean, they're going to miss it one day, so got to leave it all out on the field tonight.
McLaughlin, short throw. This one goes to Anthony Roger. Security blanket for McLaughlin. A little out route for gain of maybe 3. Brings up a big third down right around midfield.
Haven't seen much more than simple, like you said, out routes, drag routes, screens, but has been working so far. A little bit.
Nate Exel out wide. Roger. McLaughlin hands it to Lewis, and Lewis showing the speed. And that'll be another first down for the Redhawks. Henry Lewis.
It's a 7-yard gain. Great play there. Henry Lewis with the wheels once again. Coming up on 2 big plays in a row to move those chains twice. Try to stop him.
And feed the hot hand, right? And picked up first down on that previous set of downs. They give it to him again. Running it on 3rd and 6, usually you don't see that too often, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. McLaughlin, joined by Lewis. Play action. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. Good defense there from Vincent Rispoli to get a hand on it. It was intended for, I believe that was Roger doing a little curl.
Maybe a fortunate play there to get out of that one. Lucky. Ball pops up in the air. Usually somebody's there to pick it up, but fortunate for the Redhawks, it didn't fall to any Muhlenberg defenders.
Wilkins on that far side, single coverage. Just one safety roaming the middle. McLaughlin will take a shot, intended for Wilkins. Incomplete. 2 defenders draped all over him. Make the play.
I mean, that is some incredible defense, Matt. Believe that was Roman Eintz over the top as a safety. Those safeties are so important. The corner got beat, but the safety picked it up, and you ended up kind of sandwiching. Was that Clarence Wilkins? Great defense.
Yeah. So long 3rd down now at Muhlenberg's 48. 3rd and 10. Clock is down to 10 seconds. You got to hurry up if you're Montclair. Dan Ramos in the backfield alongside McLaughlin. Got to get the play off. And it will be a delay game on the Redhawks. So a long 3rd down, just got a little bit longer.
Yeah, move back 5 yards. Interesting choice from Palazzo. I'm surprised he didn't want to burn a timeout there because it is a big 3rd down here. Like we said, could set the tone for the rest of the game. So maybe, I don't know if Palazzo trusted McLaughlin to snap it on time, but looked like a little bit of a miscommunication from the center and McLaughlin there. He was clapping his hands a lot and the time expired.
Lewis and Roger in the slot on the near side. Exo on the outside. McLaughlin dropping back, looking towards Wilkins at the chains and a first down. Montclair State. Clarence Wilkins, his 2nd catch of the day and another big one.
Throw there was on the money. McLaughlin had the same throw earlier to Wilkins. Also a great dime, but great defensive play. He said, I'm going to try that left side again and move those chains.
Yeah, these are the impact players that we're going to see for this Montclair State offense. Lewis with 2 first downs for Montclair State. Wilkins now has his 2nd first down. And McLaughlin, we've seen it time and time again that he goes to the guy that he's trusting. And right now it's looking like Wilkins. McLaughlin dropping back, hands it off to Lewis, and he'll get a few down at about the 34 as we approach less than 1 minute left in this first quarter. Muhlenberg leading 7-0. And this is just the 3rd drive of the game. Both these teams are able to really chew into this clock.
Yeah, both offensive possessions have been very slow. Both teams taking their time, like you said, eating away at the clock. But what better way to end the first quarter, Matt, than tying it up here at 7? You got to do it.
Roger goes in motion. McLaughlin hands it to Lewis again. goes to about the 30. I think that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. Play clock is turned off, just 10 seconds left. So, Luke, 7-0 Muhlenberg leads. What are your impressions so far by this Mules team as we are going to switch the fields?
I've been pretty impressed. Their defense is very good, especially in the air, and a good run defense. But I also want to give credit to the Redhawks here. Their offense hasn't been too bad. A lot of third downs have been brought up, but they've executed at almost every one. A lot of them thanks to Henry Lewis. We saw a great McLaughlin throw to Clarence Wilkins on the sideline. Some very calm and composed offense, too, from the Redhawks. And really, like we talked about before, controlling that clock. So now you have it, second quarter, almost knocking on that door of the red zone. Got to get a touchdown here, Matt.
Yeah, and this has been a good drive so far from Montclair State, and they're doing what Muhlenberg did on their previous drive. Is they're having a nice balance of running and passing, and that certainly helped on the one third down where I believe Muhlenberg was probably expecting Montclair State to throw on a 3rd and 6, and that opened up a huge lane for Lewis to run through. We see him 5 carries, 19 yards today. McLaughlin, 5 completions for 8 attempts, 36 passing yards. Clarence Wilkins, 2 big catches so far today. So we swap now. Montclair State in their red unis going against Muhlenberg in their white with maroon. McLaughlin dropping back. Quick throw to Roger out to the left. Makes a man miss and goes down about the 25.
Nice throw. Slowly just ticking away at those yards, little by little. But all those yards pile up, Matt, and Montclair State almost made their way down for a full drive. Let's see if they can complete it.
And they get another first down, moving the chains just a little bit further. Clarence Wilkins out to the outside. Roger Lewis on the far side. Keyshawn McCurdy all the way up top. Handoff to Lewis. He's got some space. Lewis in the end zone for 6. The sophomore with a chance to tie this game now. Montclair is right back.
Henry Lewis, unbelievable touchdown there. He attacked that little gap. He saw it right away and went right at it. I don't even know if anyone got a finger on him. Henry Lewis untouched into the end zone for a Montclair State touchdown. Huge drive, Matt. Huge.
A credible answer from this Montclair State team after Muhlenberg drives all the way down. Score 7. Now Montclair State through the uprights. And we got a tie game, Luke. 7-7. 14 minutes left in the second quarter. Henry Lewis looking like a race car up the middle and in the end zone.
Well-deserved touchdown there for the Redhawks. I mean, currently dominating in rushing yards, 56 to Muhlenberg's 32. Not dominating, but ahead in passing yards by 2 yards. 2 yards more is more than 56 over 54. Montclair State's offense, very balanced, and like you said, Matt, before, really matching Muhlenberg's first drive of the game.
Henry Lewis with 8 carries for 51 yards now. All of them pretty much coming in the first 16 minutes of this game. And we see when Montclair is able to feature Henry Lewis, they have success. You got to think about that game against Kane, I believe. Henry Lewis, 19 carries, 176 yards. Don't think that was his best eye. Let me fact check this, but Henry Lewis with over 600 yards coming into this game. When they feature him, they do well.
I could use him on my fantasy team.
Yeah, if you have Henry Lewis right now, you're very excited. He also had that screen go for the first down, a really great drive, and mostly coming with the ball in Henry Lewis's hands. The sophomore from Pennington, New Jersey. Yeah, against Kane, 176 yards. And a few big ones, and off to a hot start today. It's Muhlenberg bringing it back with some space. Goes down about the 37. A good return for the Mules. And they'll set themselves up with some solid field position as Montclair's defense trots back onto the field.
Yeah, not bad field position at all. Solid return there. Looks like the ball will be placed at the 37. Good return there, but Montclair State, man, got to keep playing that same defense you played in that first drive. Get a stop here, get the ball back, try to get into the lead early.
Now let's talk about some key players for this Montclair State defense. Who are some of the guys that we really need to see come through here?
Of course, Nick Burgess, number 0, 89 tackles on the year, 2 sacks. He's my main guy, but we do have a couple of good ones.
See a handoff go not too far for Matthew Manning. He might have been tripped up. Loses about 1. This is good coverage by Polly. And the senior Delakai. In the backfield again is Manning. Going to his left. The throw is complete for Nye. His second catch of the day. This one goes for 3. So a big third down now for Muhlenberg. Joe Rapetti. 2 in the backfield with him. Rapetti dropping back, looking left. He'll throw. Incomplete. Montclair. A big third down stop, and they'll get the ball back.
Montclair State doing everything we asked for defensively for sure. Joe Rapetti, I mean, we read off his stat line. It's beyond impressive. And he seems a little rattled to begin his second drive of the game. Gotta get the ball back now. Gotta do something with it. Get some points on the board. Even a field goal here sets you ahead. Great job.
Yeah, Muhlenberg had a 5.5-minute drive in that first quarter, and they come out here and go 3 and out, and that's exactly what Montclair State needed against one of the best offenses in the D3. Muhlenberg is ranked 21st right now in Division III. Lewis returning the punt, goes out of bounds. Tried hurdling one of the Muhlenberg defenders and dropped the ball right along the sideline.
I'm not sure he was down there, Matt. I thought I saw that ball pop out before, but referees are discussing it now.
This could be a very big call early in this second quarter. Montclair's offense is out there. I believe the original call was that it was out of bounds. Seven. Waiting word.
Did you think he was down, Matt, or you thought that ball popped out a little early? I thought he was still up, but hard to see from over here.
With him hurdling and losing the ball in air, it's definitely possible that he lost possession of the ball before he stepped out of bounds. But they're going to give possession to the Redhawks as Muhlenberg's defense is now out there. So we'll see McLaughlin and the guys, I think. The referees are now talking with Palazzo. But while we let them discuss, let's discuss some things of our own. Montclair had a really great drive. They get the 3 and out. Now they get the ball back. Luke, this is a good position to be if you're the Redhawks.
It is. You have a chance here to go ahead after having a rough first drive, right? They had a quick punt on drive number 1 to start the game. Now's the time to make up for it. Jump ahead here. Touchdown's crucial, but any type of point sets you ahead. And don't forget, I know we still have a lot of the second quarter, but the Redhawks do get the ball to start the second half. So You have the whole quarter here to play well and then reset at halftime and come back. Still confusion from the referees, Matt.
I don't know what the holdup is. It would be nice if they communicated with us a little bit.
They have a lot of them down there. Someone should have saw it, right?
Yeah. I'm talking with Sports Information Coordinator Pat Duffy to sort out the scoreboard. I think they might be repunting it.
So what it seems like. Huh.
Kind of wonky.
Never seen that before. Head coach Nate Mill on Muhlenberg does not look happy at all. We might have got lucky there on that one, Matt. Montclair State might have got off easy. But that's a weird. I've never seen a redo play.
This is also a first for me. There has to be maybe a pre-snap penalty that they're going to redo this. I'm just confused. I mean, this isn't like schoolyard football where you just redo it.
Yeah, this is collegiate football, if I'm not mistaken. It's very strange. Never seen anything like this, but referees, I guess not everyone had the same idea on what they saw, and you know what? I guess you have to redo the play. We don't have any replay reviews here at Sprague, so can't go back and look at it. Got to do what you got to do.
So Zach Lewis is awaiting a punt. He might look to not hurdle here. But when Montclair got the ball for their second time, you mentioned you wanted to see more passes, right? So they had a quick first drive that was unsuccessful. And now coming out in this third drive, are you looking to see the continuation of throwing a little bit more than rushing?
I'm all for it. Whatever works, like you quoted it earlier. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep it going. Whatever works, keep doing it. I think the pass game has been well. Quick little screens, quick slants, and out routes. I would keep the same thing. Keep that same energy going in this drive here.
So Joshua Castro back to punt again for Muhlenberg. A high snap. He gets it off. It's a short one that lands out of bounds. And Montclair had a very dangerous situation where they almost lost the ball and gave Muhlenberg an instant red zone opportunity. Now we'll start right around midfield.
Well, you saw Joshua Castro there, the punter, with that little panic punt because it was almost blocked. But great field position from Montclair State. Personally, I did say I thought it was a fumble on the muffed punt, but now Montclair State got that repunt, and it plays in their favor. They have the ball at the 41.
A very interesting situation, to say the least. But nonetheless, we continue here at Upper Montclair. Lewis gets a handoff. Bulldozes his way for 4 yards. McLaughlin in the backfield. Lewis to his left. 3 receivers on the near side. McLaughlin has all day. Scrambling now to his right and throws it out of bounds. Smart decision. So now this is a big third down for Muhlenberg. Chance to get the ball back after a quick 3 and out. Could give Montclair a 3 and out of their own. 3rd and 7. McLaughlin in the shotgun. McLaughlin will hand it off to Lewis. Won't be enough for the first down. Muhlenberg gets a big stop. We saw back-to-back huge touchdown drives. And now both teams take a pair of 3-and-outs.
Big stop there, to say the least. First of all, Muhlenberg, great support section. You hear loud boos on the third down for the Redhawks, but not sure about the play call there. I wanted to see a pass. I think, like I said, the passing game has been pretty decent so far, so I wanted to see another pass there on third down, but Henry Lewis stopped short.
Michael Fitzpatrick standing at the 30, back to punt. Boots it away. It's a short one. Will be caught and dragged down around the 16. I believe that was Tommy Donnelly, the freshman, able to make the catch of the line drive. And Montclair's defense back on the field. So we saw Muhlenberg go 3-and-out. Joe Repetti wasn't able to get anything going with his offense on that last drive. What's the key to their success on this one, Luke?
Well, I think establishing that pass game that you've had all year. We haven't seen it today. If I'm not mistaken, you did say before they average around 40 points a game. And right now we're almost at halftime, and Muhlenberg only has 7 on the board. Definitely not a normal day for them. But that's what happens when you come to Sprague Field.
The throw over the middle is caught by Timothy Buda. A dime was dropped by Joe Repetti. How about that at right hash?
How about that throw? Even a better catch.
Yeah, we're just talking about how Repetti needs to get the passing going. They'll continue this hurry-up offense. Senison in the slot after going in motion. Good patience and good cuts by the running back, Ian Sisek. Ian Sizek, the senior running back. Repetti and him in the pistol formation. They'll get it, and another handoff. Going to his left now. Sizek with some space. Goes down around the Montclair 42. Gain of about 16, I think.
Wow. Sizek has all the great qualities a running back should have. Speed, shiftiness, he's strong. Definitely a threat. You see how big he is compared to Repetti, too. He's huge.
Repetti turning around, throwing to his left. It's Nye, and Nye picks up a first down. So this is the offense that we're used to for Muhlenberg, right? Picking up first downs in a hurry, and even though it's 1st and 10, they're going back to the passing game.
Kansas City
Chiefs. Play action.
Kansas City Chiefs type offense.
Yeah, they got Patrick Mahomes. They got Travis Kelce. Repetti drops back, looking left, throws it deep, and caught. Down at the 2. Incredible throw and catch. Not much the Montclair defense can do about that.
Well, that was a jump ball there, but Muhlenberg decided they wanted it more. A little bit underthrown, but a catch is a catch, and a first down's a first down.
Now at the 2, Repetti hands it off to Sizek. Goes down just short of the end zone.
Good tackle there. Got to get a stop here. Try to force a field goal or something. But turnover is ideal, but obviously not likely.
And that pass was caught by Ardito before. Repetti going to his left and scampers into the end zone for 6. Joe Repetti, his 8th rushing touchdown of the year. And Muhlenberg answers quick.
What an all-around drive we saw there from Muhlenberg. I mean, the shiftiness of Repetti. What are you supposed to do for the Red Hawk defense? Do you put a QB spy on him, but then you're leaving your other receivers and his other targets open? I mean, great play though from Repetti there, and like we kind of were asking for before, he did get that bounce back drive that he wanted.
Yeah, it's such a dangerous RPO, right? The run pass option between Repetti, and they have so many capable running backs. We saw Suzek on that drive. We saw Dunn earlier before. Matthew Manning has had a very successful season so far. So when you have very capable running backs and a quarterback that is so good at running the ball, it really is tough to defend. And if you're Montclair's defense, I mean, how do you stay on top of watching the running tandem in the backfield, but also having to be aware of where Repetti is going to throw the ball if he throws it?
Yeah, I think if you're defending the RPO, especially the offense that we're seeing right now, it's really difficult. For me, I would still put my priority on following Joe Repetti first, but I mean we've seen the run game from Muhlenberg too. Great running backs. But what are you supposed to do then? Because you focus it on the run, they're going to get you on the pass. You focus on the pass, they're going to get you on the run. Really, really amazing all-around offense, and it's not a fun one to defend against.
Yeah, and this is kind of the direction that we're seeing for a lot of college teams these days, and a lot of football teams in general. Like in the NFL, we're seeing a lot more mobile quarterbacks. You don't see many quarterbacks that just sit back in the pocket and aren't very fast. Like you don't see a lot of Peyton Mannings, a lot of Big Bens anymore.
Yeah, I would say Tom Brady might be the last one of guys that don't move at all, because every quarterback, even if they're not as mobile as they should be, you do see them, like you said, Matt, moving out in the pocket and making throws.
And it's so important that these guys can do that, because pass rush is just getting more and more dangerous as years go on. And a great kick return by Wilkins. Wasn't Wilkins. Wilkins landed around the 40. I thought he had the ball. Looked like Ramos with a good kick return there. Dan Ramos, the brother of assistant coach and former superstar safety for this Red Hawks team, Mike Ramos.
Speaking of coaches, Matt, I just wanted to talk about real quick Mike Palazzo. I mean, it's his first season as a head coach, and this team does have a winning record and a winning conference record. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's really done such a great job with this program. As McLaughlin going to his left, has Wilkins open with some space. Great tackle by Ethan Brader. And it was a one-on-one between Wilkins and Brader. And we know Wilkins possesses that electrifying speed. He gets past Brader. He's got green grass in front of him.
Yeah, I absolutely love that play call, though. Fake run to the right, pass left. You get that whole defense dragged to the other side, and then you pass to the left. But like you said, Wilkins there, a little frustrated. He thought he had that tackle broken, but still great play call.
So 2nd and 2. A handoff to Lewis, immediately blown up. Great tackle. I believe that was Blaze Curry. I was able to get into the backfield so quick. A loss of 1 brings up a short 3rd and 3. Blaze Curry, a sophomore. Coopersburg, Pennsylvania.
I would like to see a short pass here.
McLaughlin and Lewis. McLaughlin drops back quick, throws it to his left, incomplete, intended for Wilkins, goes to his feet. And bring out the punting unit for the Red Hawks.
I do like that play call. I thought Wilkins was open, just thrown a little bit too far to the left, but I like the play call. Had Wilkins on a little sideline route. Good idea, though. Got to execute next time.
Definitely like the play call, but now they go 3 and out, and they give Muhlenberg the ball back. Great catch there by Donnelly. They go 3 and out after Muhlenberg marches down the field so quickly. Joe Repetti and the guys get the ball back.
This is a very big drive defensively for sure, because now do you want to get the ball back either a half or in another drive, being down 2 touchdowns or 1? You got to stop them here. And worst case scenario, if I'm Montclair, try to go into the half being down by a touchdown. Big drive for sure.
Joe Repetti, 120 yards through the air and 1 touchdown. We saw Mari Dunn, 21 yards on the ground. Sisek, 17. Ardito had a huge catch on the last drive for the Mules. Goes to Cizek, going out to his left. He's got some space. Falls down around the 40. Should be enough for the first down.
Cizek and Henry Lewis both having themselves a day. But last two drives, Cizek has been, seems like he's woken up a bit. Been a huge threat and something that Montclair State run defense hasn't been able to stop.
Yeah, we didn't see Cizek at all in their first drive. I don't think we really saw him at all in the second drive either. But he's really been lightning in the bottle. He's got 5 carries for 27 yards. Play action to him there. A strike over the middle and caught with some room to run. It's the man who caught the touchdown, McKenna. And McKenna gets a handful. Muhlenberg back in the red zone.
The wheels on McKenna there was something else. Great throw, too. But running across the middle, kind of like a slant. He had all the room in the world there to work with. And another first down, a big play from Muhlenberg.
And the tight end tandem that Muhlenberg possesses as Cizek goes through the middle. Gets about 3.
Running two tight ends that work out well is something else. I mean, we know the New England Patriots love to do it. The Baltimore Ravens love to do it. And have 2 tight ends is really special.
It's going to be too many men on the field for Montclair. Throw intended for the end zone. Touchdown. It's Nye. Muhlenberg answers back quickly. There's going to be some discussion between the refs, but it should stand. I believe Chris Bukta was running off the field as Muhlenberg snapped it. So the touchdown should hold, and Muhlenberg should have a 20-7 lead now after a very quick scoring drive.
Very quick. And, yeah, they're going to decline that penalty. It's a touchdown. I mean, like you said, Matt, they marched down that field real fast. There was that one big play over the middle, but Montclair State have to get some points on the board this drive coming up. Otherwise, you're going to go into halftime at a very big disadvantage for sure.
Yeah, if you're Montclair State, you really have to take advantage of when you are able to hold Muhlenberg to a 3-and-out. And Montclair gave the ball right back to Muhlenberg, and they took advantage. And the extra point is good, and a 21-7 lead now with just over 6 minutes left in the second quarter before halftime. And a very, very quick scoring drive for the Mules. Montclair will get the offense back on the field. And how important is this first couple plays now if you're Montclair State?
Very important. You got to move those chains quick, get down the field. Ideally, control the clock if possible. Don't give Muhlenberg another drive, whether you score a touchdown on the drive or not. If anything, try to make this your last possible drive before the half, but there is a lot of time on the clock, so I don't know how easy that'll be.
Well, we've seen the run game be successful for Montclair State. Henry Lewis, 11 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown earlier today. And looking at both these teams, it's pretty evenly split in regards to rushing and passing attempts, at least. McLaughlin, 13 attempts. Repetti's got 15. Both have run it for 13 times in this game. It's just Muhlenberg has had a lot more success through the air. And that's what we've seen from Repetti and this Muhlenberg offense this season. Repetti, 175 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. This is a passing attack that is so successful. Great catch there. Made by Jokel Boyd. Goes down at about the 26. So Montclair with some standard field position. Trailing now by 2 touchdowns. We mentioned before, senior night here at Montclair State University, and the crowd is really showing. Like it feels like high school again, right? Friday Night Lights.
It does. It does give me that high school vibe. Bleachers pretty packed out. Saw some athletes. I saw women's volleyball in the house. Saw a couple basketball players walk by, so good support from alumni, friends, parents, but not only them, just also the athletic programs.
Johnny Mendez on the carry there. Good to see him back on the field after getting a little shaken up from the kick return before. Montclair starting this drive on the ground. McLaughlin and Mendez. Roger, Lewis, Wilkins, and McCurdy out wide. McLaughlin will drop back, throws it quick for Lewis. Lewis makes the catch, going to his right now. Brings a few defenders down with him. He'll go down about the 35. And that's the 30. It looks like he's down. Gain of a couple. Mendez shaken up again. Trots off to the sideline. Lewis is back in. Third down and 6. McLaughlin dropping back, facing some pressure, goes out to his right, rolling, he's got some space and enough for the first down. A carry for 7. McLaughlin and Montclair moving the chains.
That's what I love to see from McLaughlin. Shows how comfortable he is in that pocket to roll out and run for a first down. You don't have an option. Don't force the ball. Roll out and use your feet there, and he's got some wheels. Great play.
About 4.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Montclair trots out the same weapons that we've seen. 5 seconds left on the play clock. They get it off. McLaughlin going to his left. Cuts back up the middle to the 40. Had some options. Elected to take it himself.
He did. He had his teammate out wide near us. I believe that was Anthony Roy, Jay. Was calling for the ball, didn't get it, seemed frustrated after the play. McLaughlin, though, going with his instinct and electing to run it.
If they're going to keep picking up, a few yards here and there, they're going to have to go a little bit quicker. They're burning a lot of clock. Quick throw out to the left, Roger through his hands. Didn't get it on that last one. This one just a little too far out for him to make the catch. It stops the clock. 3 minutes, 27 seconds left. And if you're Montclair State here, you're really thinking points on this drive.
Need something here. Need a little bit. Need any type of point to kind of keep the game on an even level.
5 seconds on the play clock. They get it off. McLaughlin looking to his right. Slings it right into the hands of a mule. It's Vistam into the end zone. A pick 6 from Muhlenberg. Vistanen. Vicentin, the grad student, with a huge turn of events for Muhlenberg.
Well, Matt, that's not how you want to end the half. Well, we still have some time left, but McLaughlin there looked like he tried to force it. Third down, desperation. I know he knows the game is almost out of reach, so he thought he had to push it, but great defense there and a crucial play. Got it. Now you get the ball back here. You need a touchdown at this point. Can't settle for anything less.
That's Vicentin's first interception on the year. His 3 breakups on the season. And a big one coming in this second quarter. (28-7) now. Muhlenberg leads. Things went bad to worse for Montclair State.
last thing you wanted there. Got to get a touchdown. But Muhlenberg, fortunate for Montclair, they do get the ball at half, so get a touchdown here, get the ball at half. If you do something in both of those drives, you're back in it, but you got to do both of those things without allowing a lot more points.
They have enough time here to go down the field and try and put it in the end zone. The issue is the Muhlenberg defense has just been really stout today, and that's what they've been doing all season long. I mentioned before they've been averaging that interception per game. They get one against McLaughlin here. It's McLaughlin's third interception on the season. It's going to be a short kick. And caught. I believe that was Jacob Quigley. So Montclair will have some solid field position down around the 40. Just over 3 minutes left in this first quarter. McLaughlin and the Redhawks got to get something going here.
Well, at least you have some great field position to start off the drive. But yeah, got to be smart. Can't have another turnover in this portion of the field. Just get down and score a touchdown before half. That's all you could ask for now. As mentioned before, can't settle for anything less, in my opinion.
McLaughlin and the Redhawks do a good job of getting the ball out quickly, as they do right there. Roger picks up a few. But McLaughlin hasn't been hit yet. Right? They haven't gotten a sack, which is one of the positives that you can definitely take into the second half, into halftime. So just a unforced error there by Montclair State.
Good point, though. I didn't think about that. He hasn't been sacked yet, so credit to the offensive line protecting the QB. But just need to get some more positive plays stacked up. Second
down and a few. Lewis makes the catch and is dropped immediately. Bring up a 3rd and 4. Got to pick up the pace a little bit for the Redhawks.
Got to do something here to keep pushing. Got another 3rd down now. Will they execute? Got to be smart here with the football. And you don't want to give Muhlenberg too much time on the clock if they do get stopped here. So looks like McLaughlin is taking his time with the play clock.
McLaughlin in the shotgun. Mendez to his left. 3 receivers on the near side. Looking this way. Intended for Lewis, over his head and out of bounds. Brings up a 4th down. What will Coach Palazzo do? 4th and 4 on your own 45, under 2 minutes, down by 3 touchdowns. And comes onto the field as Michael Fitzpatrick. Punt is going to be received by Donnelly. Donnelly trapped by some Redhawks. Good coverage by the punting unit. Under 2 minutes now. If you're Muhlenberg, are you taking it slow this drive, or are you putting the foot on the gas?
I think they're going to go. What I think they're going to do, and I agree with the decision if it happens, I think they're going to try a risky play. And if that works out and it turns into a big play, like maybe a little screen, maybe a little drag route, if it turns into something huge, I think they'll go aggressive for the points. But if not, if this play here does not work out, they might just run the clock out and go into half up by a lot.
Yeah, you don't have to risk it with this 3 touchdown cushion. They hand it off. It's to Dunn. Dunn's got some room. Gets to get about 7. Is that enough to push it?
I don't know, but I do see a hurry-up offense from Muhlenberg, so maybe it is for them.
They'll keep the hurry-up-o. Rapetti and Dunn in the backfield. Dunn will get it again, going to his left. Dunn finding some space, making some cuts, goes down at the 40.
That was the type of play I was talking about. So now I think they're going to play a little aggressive, maybe try to get a field goal, but I wouldn't even be surprised if you see them go for a long shot at the end zone.
This Muhlenberg life continues to breathe air. Repetti. Play action now. Repetti dropping back, looking for Nye, and Nye makes the catch, goes out of bounds. Another first down for Muhlenberg. And this offense is just so sound.
Man, I mean, you have James Nye over the middle. Another play. Just those crossing routes are so dangerous for both tight ends of Muhlenberg. And it seems like it's Repetti's favorite spot to go to, and rightfully so. I mean, they're always open. Big play there, Matt. And now we see them cross midfield. I think they're going to go all in for a touchdown here and try to put the game on ice.
Just a second more than a minute left before halftime. A timeout was taken, I believe, by Muhlenberg to stop the clock. And I could see Coach Palazzo with the defense huddled together. And Muhlenberg was able to get enough to really try and go for points here. I saw a huge run by Amari Dunn, 17 yards after picking up 8 on that first play. 25 yards on the ground in a row by Dunn. Then the throw over the middle that has worked literally the entire season between Nye and Repetti. 28-7. Repetti, Dunn to his right. It's Nye in motion. Does a V-cut. Looking his way. Intended for Nye. Makes the catch. And drilled at about the 21. Repetti was looking at him the entire way.
Now you see Muhlenberg trying to cheat a little bit on offense. They definitely have the point cushion to gamble a bit. And now you're almost in the red zone. They're going for a touchdown here. They have 55 seconds, more than enough time, along with 2 timeouts.
And that comparison of Mahomes and Kelsey is so good, especially because Kelsey is one that always goes in motion. Repetti drops back, looking to his left, now looking right. Scrambles to his right. He's got some room to run. He throws it in the end zone. Touchdown! It's Manning. Muhlenberg taking turns throwing touchdowns to their tight ends. It's Manning for his second of the day. And Muhlenberg makes the lead just a little bit larger just before halftime.
Both tight ends, crucial parts of the offenses on that drive especially. Amazing catch. He bobbled it a bit, ended up pulling it back in. And Montclair State currently down 4 touchdowns.
The trust that Repetti has in his guys, right? It seemed like for a moment he was going to take off and run. He had the space to do it, but opted to throw a tightly contested ball to Manning, who makes an incredible catch.
He's got a lot of options for sure on every play. I think, like you said, that run option's always open, but I feel like there's always somebody out wide that's open. So he has the pass option, he has the run option, and when you have both of those at the same time, it's the offense is something really special that's put together.
McKenna now 3 catches for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Nye with 6 catches, 85 yards and a touchdown, and continued to inflate the stats of Repetti. 15 completions, 18 attempts, 236 yards with 3 touchdowns. And Joe Repetti, there's a lot of good things that you could say about him, but the awareness that he has is one of the best.
For sure, and his football IQ is definitely up there. We don't really see him force the ball. He's not afraid to run. He's not afraid to throw it away or check it down. He has all the tools a great quarterback has for me.
Yeah, he's really making all the right decisions so far today. And Montclair finds themselves in a tough position now. We've seen this team make some pretty good comebacks, especially this season. This one would be one of their best. Definitely going to look to muster some offense here before halftime. Still 45 seconds. They got a few of their timeouts. And it looks like a good run by Dan Ramos. Ramos Makes some more men miss. Goes down about the 39. Maybe the spark that is needed to ignite this Montclair State offense.
Well, that's something there, and a good start to the drive already. Ramos there not quitting at all. Could have got tackled at the 10. He decided, I'm going to fight another 30 yards and get to the 40. But, man, I mean, they need a touchdown on this drive more than anything. I can't stress it enough. Best case scenario, go into halftime down 35-14 and get the ball second half with a lot of adjustments and ready to change the game.
See the type of play calling here with 33 seconds left. And they hand it off to Lewis, and why not? Lewis around the outside, the 30, the 20, pushed out of bounds at around the 12. Henry Lewis is loose.
Wow, what a play. Henry Lewis again flying around the Muhlenberg defense. Again, the offensive line picked up on their blocks. Lewis swung out wide, reminded me of a Saquon Barkley type run. Big play. Montclair State in the red zone now. Got to score this touchdown here. Anything before half is something.
McLaughlin hands it to Lewis again. Couple good cuts, but down around the 10. Montclair is going to take a timeout, stop it at the 19.
Well, big play. I mean, advance them into the red zone. Got to go for your second touchdown of the day here. I mean, we've seen big comebacks in history at all levels of sports. You never know. Today could be the day. But it would be an all-time comeback for the Redhawks if they pull it off. But it starts with one thing at a time, and the first priority right now is a touchdown right now. Yeah,
it was the two plays between Ramos and Lewis. It injected some life into this team, into the crowd, into the bleachers, the bench. It's a 35-7 lead, but if Muhlenberg's able to put 35 up in the first half, Montclair State could definitely do it as well. This is a team that's not shy of big plays. Look back at homecoming. Burgess had a pick six. They had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. The defense can certainly make some plays, and Montclair's going to need them to. It's going to start with the Montclair offense here. McLaughlin drops back, looking to his left, makes the throw. It's Roger. Roger goes out of bounds around the 6. 13 seconds left before halftime. Luke, are you thinking touchdown here the entire way? Or if it gets down to a few seconds, you could take the points and take the field goal?
Nah, for me it has to be the 6 points plus the extra point. I don't think you're in a spot anymore in the second half to rely on a field goal here. It has to be a touchdown. So if they get stopped here, I still want them to go for fourth down and go for that touchdown.
10 seconds on the play clock. McLaughlin drops back, throws in the end zone. Incomplete. In between two receivers of Wilkins and Roger. Play only took 3 seconds. But it's fourth down. And they send out Fitzpatrick.
Well, first, I'm going to go back to that last play. It seemed like Clarence Wilkins might have been open in the end zone there. But looked like McLaughlin was trying to go quick for the sake of time. But I think if he waited another second and delivered that pass a little more calmly, it would have been a touchdown. But
yeah, I think if you know you're going to kick the field goal, if you don't pick up the first down, I think if you're McLaughlin, you definitely should take your time with that, especially with how well the offensive line has been playing today. And McLaughlin hasn't really been touched at all. But a timeout taken by Muhlenberg maybe gives Coach Palazzo something to think about.
I was about to say, Matt, I'm no football guru as a head coach, but if I'm Palazzo here, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to go for it. You got to score a touchdown here. A field goal doesn't change much right now to go into second half. You need the 6 points. If you don't get the 6 points here, then restart in the second half, but down by a lot. You'll pay the price. But to me, in my opinion, the field goal here won't help too much.
Yeah, and there's 2 timeouts. So if you're short of the end zone, as long as you get about 5 yards, you can live to see another play. And it looks like Coach Palazzo has changed his mind after that timeout taken by Muhlenberg. 4th down and 5. Biggest play of the game for Montclair State. McLaughlin with Lewis to his right. Roger in motion. Roger and Lewis in the slot on the far side. Wilkins the near side, lone receiver, Exo up top. McLaughlin drops back, looking right, in the end zone. Incomplete. The play is made by Muhlenberg. No flags are thrown. Intended for Roger. No dice.
Wow. Well, Matt, I mean, maybe the announcer's jinx played a factor here. They are paying the price. But I will say, I like the play call. I do like the pass to the corner. And I'm still giving Mike Palazzo credit here because he decided to play aggressive. You're not in a place now to play conservative anymore. You have to play aggressive. You're here to win the game, if anything. And you don't have a lot of time to do it now, but got to reset at halftime and get the ball second half, come out flying, offensively and defensively.
I think that was definitely the right idea, the right call. You're down by 4 possessions right now. A field goal would have still made it 4 possessions. So you're not changing too much with that. It's a good throw, just couldn't make it to Roger. And now we're at halftime, 35-7. Muhlenberg leads. And Luke, the offense from Montclair State, had that good second drive. Weren't able to get much after that.
Yeah, we've seen the flashes of a great offense. And like you said, that second drive for me, it was awesome. It was perfect. It was like the multiple Muhlenberg offenses. Gotta find that same rhythm that we saw because we did see it, Matt. I saw a great offense at one point. Little things that did work out in other drives. We saw some great runs from Lewis. We saw some great McLaughlin scrambles and throws. Just we need that consistency. But we have a 20-minute break at half now. Third quarter, not a lot of time to spare. So you really got to play very aggressive if you're the Redhawks here.
So we're going to take a short break here on the Red Hawks Sports Network. Muhlenberg leading 35-7. And we're back for the second half action here on the Red Hawks Sports Network in about 20 minutes. We'll see you then. And we're back here for the second half of Muhlenberg versus Montclair State. It's senior night and the final home game for the Montclair State football team. 35-7, the Mules lead this one. Luke, let's just go through some, what really happened in that first half?
Well, we saw some great offensive drives from Montclair State. It did die down at a certain point, though. Muhlenberg kept their foot on the gas the entire time, showed some great offensive play throughout, and great defensive play, only letting up 7 points. Montclair State going to have a long second half for them if they can't get something going quick.
And Muhlenberg will start with the ball here in the second half. So we saw a somewhat exciting finish for the Montclair State offense. They had a big kick return by Dan Ramos, and then a big run by Henry Lewis. Couldn't finish in the red zone. They went for it on 4th and 4, didn't get it. Would have made it 35-14 if they were able to capitalize. But nonetheless, they go into halftime. What do you think Coach Palazzo was telling his guys?
Well, I think he's going to tell them, wake up a little bit. You know, we need some offense, and the defense has to play a little bit better. But we know Muhlenberg has a very talented offense.
And it's starting off with a great kick return all the way over to midfield. Matthew Manning, saw him get some good carries before. Brings it right to the Red Hawk logo in the middle of Sprague Field, Upper Montclair, New Jersey. I'm Matt Boucher alongside Luke Sirianni here for the final home game of the season for the football team.
Well, not the start you wanted there for Coach Palazzo. I don't think that's how he anticipated it, but now you've got to start playing defense from almost midfield.
Yeah, you can't afford many errors here in the second half. Right, you're already down by 4 scores. You're going to have to get some stops and some scores, and it's much, much easier said than done against the Muhlenberg offense that is one of the best in D3. And they give a handoff going up to the right side, almost to the first down, is Matthew Manning again. Just saw him get a good kick return, and there he gets about 8. We were talking before and during halftime about this Muhlenberg offense that has a few good running backs, right? They don't have just one guy that they give the entire workload to. A quick throw and screen from Rapetti to looked like Esanasin. So despite a 4-touchdown lead, we're still going to see Rapetti and this offense hurry up and continue their pace of play.
Yeah, it seems like nothing satisfies them enough. They always want to add more points to that board, and rightfully so. It's a fun offense to watch, Matt.
Definitely has been fun to watch. Rapetti hands it off to Manning. He'll get a few, and this is what we've seen from this offense, right? They're able to pick up these chunks of running plays. And although 5 yards isn't a whole lot to be happy about, but it sets the tone, right? You get these short yardage run plays, and it keeps the defense on their toes, right? Because it opens up the play action, which has been so good today for Muhlenberg. Rapetti and Manning continue to do work in the backfield. Look out. Man in motion, and they give it to Manning, who's got some space. And enough for the first down. Should be a pickup of 6. And so if Muhlenberg can just continue to get whatever they want in this game, how is Montclair State going to combat that?
It has to stop soon. Otherwise, I think the game might be out of reach if it isn't already. But to me, you can't allow another point if you want any sort of chance. So need to stop here on this drive here. Hopefully a turnover.
Flag is thrown. It's going to be a false start. So the Mules will move back 5. Zizek in the backfield now. We saw him get 5 carries for 33 yards in that first half. And let's talk about some more of the stats, right, for this Muhlenberg offense. And Rapetti, 16 completions for 239 yards and 3 touchdowns. You can totally see why he's had such a good season the way that he's had this season.
Yeah, his stats are unbelievable. He's also surrounded by some great teammates, so I want to spread out the credit for sure.
So Zach will get those 5 yards that they lost from the penalty. Brings up a second and long. Yeah, we talked about the dynamic duo at tight end for this Muhlenberg offense, right? Both Nye and McKenna having good games. Stepping up in the pocket. Man's open. Touchdown. Timothy Buddha. And the 4th passing touchdown by Rapetti. Muhlenberg with 41 points today. And Rapetti continues to spread to love.
I mean, great throw there. Had his receiver wide open over the top. And Muhlenberg has a chance to make it 42-7 here on the extra point. I don't really have much to say, to be honest with you.
Nye's got a touchdown. McKenna's got 2. Buddha gets his first receiving touchdown of the day. Rapetti also has one on the ground, so chalk it up for 5 touchdowns today for Rapetti. And you can't forget about the pick 6 that the defense got as well. So as good as Muhlenberg is playing on offense, right? 17-20. Rapetti's got an 85% completion percentage right now. 4 touchdowns, 1 on the ground. The defense has also been incredible.
Yeah, all around great showing so far from Muhlenberg. Their final game of the season too, if I'm not mistaken. But like we said earlier, they're not going to stop putting points on the board. We saw them they dropped 50 earlier on in the season, early October, I believe it was, and it seems like they might break that number as their highest scoring game of the year. Could be tonight.
And this is a Muhlenberg team that has been very good this season, to say the least, right? They're ranked 21, so I mean this is a team that is not to really be messed with. They have 1 loss on the year, and that was against a really good Johns Hopkins team. But the way that they lost that game, it was a crazy finish. It was 28-28 with 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Johns Hopkins was going to kick a field goal, a 31-yard field goal that Muhlenberg blocked. Johns Hopkins able to pick up that block and run it in for a touchdown. So that was the way that Muhlenberg got their only loss, and it was something that maybe not should have happened.
So almost an undefeated season is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
And undefeated on the road. How many teams dominate and don't lose on the road? Usually home is the game where usually your home field is what you want, but for Muhlenberg, undefeated on the road, it's something really incredible.
Yeah. And I was listening to Nate Milne, the head coach for this Muhlenberg team, and it was a news report that a news station in Pennsylvania did, and it was him talking about this game and the season as a whole. They have 8 wins coming into today, and if they get 9, that will be the 12th team in Muhlenberg history to get 9 wins. Right, and
wow,
it's a 120-year history of Muhlenberg. So he was saying that for us to be one of the best 12 teams of Muhlenberg history is really exciting.
Yeah, so I guess you and me are witnessing one of the top Muhlenberg teams ever. And based on what you just told me about the Johns Hopkins, I didn't know that. Should be an undefeated season, but in a way, the way that they're playing right now, it probably feels like one for them.
And for Montclair State, they've had moments throughout this game where it's like they belong here, right? They belong to be fighting against one of the better teams in Division III. See a handoff to Mendez. Scampers to the right. He'll get a few. And still a little shaken up, it seems. But we were talking earlier. It was in the first quarter, right? Montclair State goes 3-and-out. Muhlenberg gets the ball and just absolutely torches the defense, goes down the field so quickly, and makes it look really easy. And then at that point, I was like, all right, what's going to happen in this game? Montclair answers back. They have a 6-minute drive of their own, and they do it really well. And then they force a 3-and-out by Muhlenberg. Right, so at one point in this game, it seemed like Montclair State was going to be in a very good position. as the ball goes through Mendez's hands and onto the ground before it was caught by captain, senior linebacker Tyler Eskrom.
Yeah, but Matt, you're very right about that. I mean, at one point in time, it did feel like we would have maybe a one-possession game, or if anything, a close game. Like you said, that response was very impressive and quick. I mean, they didn't waste any time. Like you said, right back down the field, tying it up. It was a great response. It just didn't stick throughout.
Mm-hmm. And now Montclair goes 3 and out. But it seemed like the Muhlenberg jumped off sides there.
Might be a first down.
A short punt that takes a friendly Red Hawk bounce to about the 25. So curious about the call. Will Montclair get a first down off a Muhlenberg error? It seemed like one of the players was going in motion before it was snapped and tried timing it to get a jump on it. And if that's the case, and Montclair gets a first down from that, and it looks like they will. They get the first down. That's just a careless error if you're Muhlenberg, right? Because you're already up by 35, 5 touchdowns, and you're going for the blocked punt.
I mean, I like the effort. It's
aggressive.
It's the aggression of not being pleased with being up 5 touchdowns. I respect it, but yeah, I mean, probably not worth it.
McLaughlin takes a big hit. Seemed like it might have been helmet to helmet.
Ouch.
Gets right back up. Offense coordinator Steve Sharampa not happy with the officiating after a big hit taken by McLaughlin.
I do think it was a helmet-to-helmet shot. You hear it from up here. We do have our window open in the press box, but it sounded like it was right in front of us. Hope he's okay. Might be a concussion, but looks like that's Mason Murdoch warming up and ready to come in.
Yeah, McLaughlin's currently kneeling at the 36-yard line, so Murdoch warming up the arm. But, I mean, that's just what you're not trying to see right now, especially at this state of the season. Right? This is the last game. 5 touchdown separation between the two teams, and a tough kid. McLaughlin able to get up after that hit.
Hope he's okay. But I heard somebody in the crowd say, throw a flag. It was a head-to-head shot, in my opinion. You could hear it. And hopefully McLaughlin's okay. But we will see Mason Murdoch now, who was the QB last year, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Matt?
Yeah. And he did a good job last season. And before this latest offseason, it seemed like Murdoch was going to retain that quarterback position. But then Coach Palazzo and the new sort of regime started fresh. Murdoch rolling out to his right, completes it to Zach Lewis.
Well, Murdoch, I mean, like you said, he went from QB1 to QB3, but here he is back on the field for the last game of the year. Time to make a statement maybe and prove yourself once again. It only takes one game to make everybody change their opinion about you. So if I'm Murdoch here, I'm not focusing on the score. I'm just going to focus on playing the game.
Yeah, and this is an opportunity for him. Like you mentioned, the last game of the season, if you can put a good taste in the last game, Murdoch showing the shiftiness. Gets tackled around the 45. Loses about 2. And they'll bring on the punting unit. Murdoch unable to get the first down. Fitzpatrick boots it away. Goes off of Donnelly's chest. Lands on the ground, though. That could have been an opportunity for Montclair State to get instant good field position.
For sure. I think it was Trayvon Myrick that overran that muffed punt. If he stopped, if he hit the brakes a second earlier, he might have had a recovery there in a good spot. But the Red Hawk defense back out on the field.
So although it may all seem like gloom and doom for Montclair State right now, that is not the case. This is an out-of-conference matchup, right? And they still have a chance to win the NJAC. So let's take a look over at Christopher Newport and their game right now. Montclair State beat CNU last week. A huge drive was led by Aiden McLaughlin. Was able to push into the end zone. The ball is loose around the far 20-yard line. Montclair comes away with it. And look who else but Nick Burgess. They almost got a fumble recovery on the punt return, and they get one now.
Nick Burgess with his first fumble recovery of the season. A good time to do it, because now you're in panic mode. You're in a hurry to get points on the board. Great job. Yeah, I mean, now you're in the red zone, and regardless of how you got there, you're here. So now it's time to score a touchdown and try to wake up a bit.
Christopher Newport currently leading against TC&J by 2. 9 minutes left in the third.
So they would have the NJAC with a win, right?
I believe that would be correct. If Christopher Newport wins, they clinch the NJAC. Murdoch with an instantly great opportunity. Hands it off to Mendez. Mendez looking for some space. Can't find it.
Got to hurry up here. Not a lot of time to wait. Got to do a hurry-up offense. Got to kind of mimic the Muhlenberg offense with just full speed, no huddle, hurry-up offense.
Yeah, we talked about it before that this is a Montclair State defense that is able to make plays, right? And they get the fumble recovery that they need. They're going to need a few more of those big turnovers. Murdoch to Mendez. It's a screen. Mendez with some space. Mendez, shifty, goes down around the 11. Gain of about 10 will bring up a third and short.
Smart play for Murdoch there. Checking it down, not forcing it, which might be tempting to do at this point in the game with all the desperation you need for points. But Murdoch with the smart football IQ, just dumping it off to an open receiver, even if it was for a short gain.
Yeah, so Mendez, after the catch there, is able to get quite a few. A third and short now. Mendez in the backfield with Murdoch. They drop another screen. This one too far for Mendez to come away with. Now a fourth and short. Fourth and short.
Why?
Down by 35.
Field goal unit. I mean, listen, you're about 17 yards out. Sorry, 10 yards out from the end zone. I think you have to go for it here, no?
This does bring it to a 4 possession, technically. It's a fake field goal. Where's the spot? Montclair's bench thinks they have it. Everyone's thinking first down. And it is a Montclair State first down.
Well, Coach Palazzo, I'm going to apologize on my behalf. Great play call there. You had me fooled. I thought you were going for 3. But I like the call. I personally would have kept the offense out, but it worked, so I'm not gonna critique it anymore.
And this could be something that Coach Palazzo had drawn up, and it's something that he's workshopping, right? Because this is the last game of the season, so why not test out the fake field goal? It works, so that could be something that they do next year or any other game in the future.
Yeah.
Looks like a timeout has been taken.
I don't think I've ever seen a fake field goal except in Madden. I'm guilty of doing it in Madden, the video game, but I haven't seen it at any level of football. I don't think I've seen an NFL fake field goal unless the snap is bad and they have to, But I don't think that was the case there, right? It was a good snap right to the placeholder's hands, but it was drawn up in the playbook, I guess. You're right.
Yeah, you don't see it too often. You see fake punts here and there. The fake field goal is usually, if it's 4th and short, usually you go for it.
Yeah, it's 4th and 1. I mean, but hey, you kept it fancy and it worked out. Whatever works.
Coach Palazzo is one that is innovative, right? So on that Ada McLaughlin game-winning touchdown against Christopher Newport, it was a quarterback sneak up the middle, and Coach Palazzo is a Philadelphia Eagles fan. So I wonder if he got that play of McLaughlin going up the middle from Jalen Hurts and the brotherly shove.
The tush push. The
famous
tush push.
Murdoch in the backfield. It's a quarterback sneak, and he's got a couple mules on him and drag him to the ground.
That defense won't budge at all, especially on the run. I thought Murdoch was going to break free on the right, but the Muhlenberg defense all over it. Long night. Long offensive night.
Just about 6 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. 42-7. Muhlenberg leads. Montclair State in the red zone. The Red Hawk zone. Murdoch and Mendez. It's a botched snap. Mendez jumps on it. Montclair able to retain possession, but lose it down and lose a few yards. So what it was the 2nd and long becomes 3rd and longer.
Gonna need a decent passing play here. And if they get stopped, I do expect them to go for it.
Lewis and Wilkins to the far side. Nate Exel on the near side. Murdoch drops back, looking right, looking for the end zone. Intercepted. It's Alex Batista, the senior, gets an interception. The 2nd interception of the day for Muhlenberg. This one coming from Murdoch.
Well, Mason Murdoch there kind of had to put all the chips in the middle and go for that touchdown pass, but underthrown tremendously. Great grab from the corner, and Muhlenberg now probably sealed it in my opinion. But we have a lot of time left.
Yeah, ball was a little underthrown. If that one goes a little bit farther, maybe towards the corner of the end zone, maybe a different result happens. But nonetheless, Muhlenberg and their offense back on the field with a 35-point lead.
Well, the third quarter is almost over. I mean, if you don't get any points here to wrap up the third, I think you might have a ball game. But I'm curious now to see how Muhlenberg responds. Do they continue? Looks like their offense will continue to push the ball down the field. Little off-thrown there, but no sign in stopping from them.
And that one was overthrown, intended for Nye. Bring up a 3rd down for Muhlenberg. But this is the final game, the final home game of the season for Montclair. And I think you have to certainly be positive with the way that the season has gone, with this new step that the program has taken.
For sure, and I still want to highlight, again, Coach Mike Palazzo's first year as a head coach. He will end his season with a 5-5 record, but for a first-year head coach, it's not bad. With moving pieces, new quarterback came in, some injuries. It's not a bad year, and like you said, Matt, I think the future of the program is in good hands.
Also, that play that Montclair had was intended for Aaron Baker, standing at 6'5". Like the idea for the jump ball to him. But Montclair able to hold Muhlenberg to a 3-and-out. They'll get the ball right back. But yeah, this is a Montclair State team that had a positive conference record for the first time in a few years. They go 4-2. They get a big win against Christopher Newport. We talked about it before. Zach Lewis on the punt return. Goes nowhere. They had a tough loss against Rowan 2 weeks ago on Alumni Day. Beat Kane at Kane. And a huge win against TC&J at home, 42-7. That was on homecoming.
That was a fun game to cover. Actually, polar opposite of a score right now. But yeah, I mean,
this is what TC&J was feeling.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a fun feeling, but got to move on. Season is about to be over in an hour or so.
And if there's definitely one positive, it's Henry Lewis, who continues to rush for positive yardage. This time, another first down carry for about 11 yards. Henry Lewis, a sophomore, coming in today over 600, looking to get to 700. I believe he's got almost 80 rushing yards in this game. Oh, way past that, actually. He's got 105 rushing yards before that carry. So he continues to add to that number. He goes over 700 on the year. Murdoch dropping back, looking right. He's going to look to scramble and take off. He'll get a few yards. And a little shoves after the whistle. And if you're Murdoch there, you might want to just take the slide, not try and put your head down for extra yardage at this point in the game.
Agreed. Also, if anything happened injury-wise, I don't know if they have another quarterback. It'll probably be one of the receivers that would step in.
Aaron Baker is playing receiver right now, but we know that he can play quarterback.
So he's probably the emergency one. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think you want to risk any more injuries, especially at the QB position. Such a fragile yet important position to play. If I'm him too, take that slide. I agree.
Murdoch will hand it off this time to Lewis. Looks like he'll fall just short of the first down marker. And this is a Montclair State team that, they have options, right? We're going to see Clarence Wilkins graduate. He was celebrated today on Senior Day. But Henry Lewis is a guy that will be into his junior season next year. And Roger is a sophomore, so he'll also be going to his junior year next season. He's been sure hands in the slot. Aaron Baker will be a senior, as Lewis should have enough for the first down now. And then it'll be interesting to watch another quarterback competition next season. Sanborn will be going into his junior year. McLaughlin's going into his junior year. Murdoch will be a senior. And so this is a team that they have a lot of young pieces that they'll bring back for next year. And this is the first year under Coach Palazzo.
They're only going to get better over time, Matt. I think next year is even better. But like you said, I'm really interested to keep a close eye on that QB competition come fall.
And Ramos gets the carry. He's a junior, so he'll be back next year as well. And if we look over onto the defensive side, the guy that got the fumble recovery, that got the pick six on homecoming, the number 0 on this team, the captain, Nick Burgess, in his junior season. So he'll be back next year into his senior year. And I'm sure a few guys will be opting to take their 5th season. That extra year of eligibility is so crucial. Handoff to Ramos. Stuffed. And the stare down for Matt Papa. That's what people call me.
Well, 3rd down here. I mean, gotta get a first here, but don't turn it over. But I have a feeling Murdoch will probably push the ball regardless because he has to, right? Not many options.
3rd and 9. And like you said, doesn't seem like they're going to have anybody in the backfield with him. Mendez goes out to the slot. Roger, Lewis is in motion. And that will bring up the end of the 3rd quarter. 42-7. Muhlenberg leads as we swap field possessions. Luke, this is the first time that we're seeing Muhlenberg here at Sprague Field, but I think you got to be impressed with what we're seeing.
Very impressed. It's a great performance. Still have another quarter to go. I expect their offense to put even more points on the board. 42 right now, but like I said, their record this year was 50 points in one game. I think it'll go over that for sure. Yeah, not much. I don't really have much to say. I mean, they're doing a great job. It's just really perfect football.
And although it's lopsided score right now, I feel like there's definitely some things that we can see from this game especially, and from this entire season for Montclair State that you got to be a fan of, and you got to be excited for next season.
Yeah, they've had some good games, couple upset wins. New quarterback came in, new system, new head coach. Then even their second stringer, Aiden McLaughlin, has done great so far ever since Sanborn went down. But now you're at your third. Now you're back with Murdoch, who was your QB last year. He knows the offense, so got to do something.
So we begin this 4th quarter. Murdoch drops back. 3rd down, got to get 9. Murdoch making some moves with his legs, stays on his feet, gets dragged forward at around the 21-22 yard line.
Might be a yard short there.
And I think at this point,
got to go for it, right?
Yeah. Keep the offense out there. They're not going to move the chains, it seems. So 4th and inches for the Redhawks. Wilkins and Roger on the near side could do a quick throw and catch. They got Mendez in the backfield. He's picked up a few good chunks here in the second half. Play clock ticking down. They get it off. Mendez has enough for the first down.
Well, just a little buzzer beater snap there to beat the play clock, but good first down with the HB draw. And in the red zone once again. They've been in the red zone a lot, just not enough points coming off of it.
Yeah, we saw a few turnovers and just not enough finishing in the red zone for Montclair State to be able to get back in this one. But nonetheless, this is more opportunity, right, for guys like Murdoch that want to go into the offseason on a bang. And this is an opportunity for the coaching staff to try things in the red zone to see what worked, maybe what doesn't.
Yeah, I agree. Next year you got a whole new clean slate, start off 0-0, and yeah, you're right. What better time to test out new schemes and offenses than right now?
And this is also the last quarter that these seniors are going to be playing. So maybe some emotions will be filled that as we get later into this one. And Clarence Wilkins has had an impact on this program ever since he came in as a freshman. And so he's only running a few more routes. Throw goes to Roger, cuts inside, makes a man miss, makes someone else miss. A whirlwinding inside to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, Wilkins having his final couple plays on the field, his last quarter actually ever of collegiate football, unless he comes back for a fifth year. But
and Johnny Mendez as well.
Mendez.
He is
a lot of talent being lost, but got to leave it all out in the field. You're going to regret it one day if you don't, right?
You're going to be losing a guy like Mendez, but not to be worried when you have a guy like Henry Lewis. He gets a few yards there. Lewis, 16 carries, 121 yards on the ground today. He also had a catch for 10 earlier in that first quarter. And I believe Montclair State still has not allowed a single sack so far today. And their offensive line has really played phenomenal this season. That was one of the key points heading into the homecoming game against TCNJ was that we're 3 or 4 games into the season and they've only allowed, I think it was like 2 sacks.
Yeah, believe it or not, that is true. Based on the score, no sacks. I mean, offensive line definitely gets a pat on the back today from me, and I'm sure Palazzo's proud. Protecting the QB, an unfortunate injury before, just a helmet-to-helmet shot, but it wasn't because of the offensive line.
Just 9 sacks on the season for opposing teams against Montclair State. I believe this is the 10th game of the season. So just allowing about 1 sack a game as this red zone opportunity continues here in the fourth quarter. Murdoch, Mendez shifting to the right side. Roger and Lewis in the slot. They hand it off to Mendez. Mendez bursting to the left side, just short of the end zone.
Good attempt there. Outside run to the left side. Almost sneaking it in, but looks like it will be stopped at the 3. We'll see if we can get their second touchdown of the game here.
Murdoch and Mendez. Roger in motion. Murdoch hands it to Mendez. Touchdown, Johnny Mendez. The second of the season, or the second of the game for Montclair State. And another touchdown to Mendez's illustrious career here at Montclair State.
Well, Mendez with a touchdown, second one of the game for Montclair, but could possibly be his final touchdown of his collegiate career, Matt. I mean, still a lot of time left. Maybe he'll grab one more, but could very well be the last one. I hope he took it all in.
He had 6 entering today, and it's his 7th touchdown of the season. He's got 14. His career averaging over 4.5, or just around 4.5 yards a carry, 50 rushing yards a game. He's been one of the workhorses for the Redhawks ever since he came in as a freshman. Good to see him score on senior night.
Great running back room for sure for this year. But a couple pieces moving like we talked about. I'm interested to see next year how that new running back room shapes up. Mendez is one you'll definitely miss, but Lewis is still around. I believe he'll be a junior next year. So I'm excited to see who the new running backs are that come in that fill the void of Mendez.
So Montclair splits through the uprights, trailing 42-14. Need about 4 touchdowns in 12 minutes. Miracles happen.
We've seen it.
I think this is the point of the game when you want to get all the seniors out there.
Sure.
And maybe ones that haven't had too much of playing time. You see that the ball goes past Zizek, lands in the end zone, and tackled at the 1-inch line. The tackle is made by senior Cam Martin. Huge play.
That's the man, Cam Martin. Flying on that play. Stopping him at the 1, though. Time for a safety, maybe.
And that's what they need. Hey, they get a safety here. All right, then they're 42-16. Quick touchdown. Crazier things have happened. Rapetti drops back, looking to throw. Incomplete. Was pretty close to stepping out of bounds.
Got to keep them pinned back into their own end zone here. Stop them. Could set up a good chance for a blocked punt in a good spot.
They reset the play clock 25, but a man in motion. Rolling out to his right is Rapetti, looking downfield. Incomplete again.
Muhlenberg playing as if they're down a lot, but I think they still want more points. Seem like they're pushing that ball down the field pretty quickly, but a lot of incompletions stacked up here.
That one was intended for Buda. Had a touchdown earlier today. Buda and Ardito on the near side, and that touchdown pairing on that far side. Rapetti drops back, looking left, fires. Incomplete again. And it's the senior, Sherrod Cooper, with the breakup. And Montclair forces Muhlenberg to a 3-and-out.
3-and-out started with a great kickoff and a good stop at the 1. Now we see the offense possibly get back on the field, but maybe a block punt first. Miracles do happen.
I believe it's Aiden Sharper. It's back against the wall. Punts it up. Goes past Zach Lewis. He'll catch it. Twirling around and taken down at the 45.
Almost blocked. Very close.
So it was about 40-second 3-and-out for Muhlenberg. And we will see some senior action. It's Aaron Kurtzman on the far side. Clarence Wilkins near side. And Jacob Quigley in the slot. Murdoch will hand it. And a run about maybe 1. As Henry Lewis getting another carry. Aaron Kurtzman from Old Bridge, my hometown. I believe I might know his cousin. Okay, keep the same skills group out there for a 2nd and long. Murdoch barking out orders to his squad. Lewis switches spots. Lewis will get the handoff. You can see that burst. I mean, that first step that he takes is always upfield.
He's having himself a day for sure, and definitely no quit in his game. Still has the same energy that he did in the first quarter, And he's gotten his fair share of touches tonight.
Pair of sophomores goes out in the field. It's Roger and McCurdy. 10.5 to go in this fourth quarter. Third down and 4. Murdoch drops back, looking to his right, doesn't like it, and is going to take a sack. It seemed like Murdoch didn't like what he was seeing, tried scrambling, and Muhlenberg gets their first sack of the night.
Well, credit to the offensive line still. Your first sack you allowed is with under 10 in the fourth left in the entire game. Protecting both quarterbacks pretty well, in my opinion. One sack a game is not too bad.
It looks like Thomas Smith, the offensive lineman, is down right around midfield. Hopefully it's just cramps. But just under 10 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Montclair still has a sizable lead to mount. But we talked about Coach Palazzo and the job that he's done taking over this program after a legendary run from head coach Rick Giancola. We've seen as Smith is able to walk off the field on his own power. We've seen the impressiveness by the coaching staff, and the way that they've come in and made an immediate impact. It seems like this team has been playing with a lot of life this year. Right? The offense has looked new and improved. They've been putting up some good stats this season, and they've been dealing with a lot of adversity. I mean, their first game against Gettysburg, they put up 32. Doesn't seem like they'll go for it here on fourth down. Fitzpatrick punts it away. And it takes unfortunate bounce into the end zone. And the defense has looked good this year for Montclair State. We talked about that 42-7 win against TC&J on homecoming. Definitely a lot to like heading into this next off season. And I think Coach Palazzo had one off season by himself, and now he gets another. It was the first year, great learning experience, and he'll take everything that he learned this season and apply it to next one. And you said it before that you think they'll only get better next year.
I agree. And if Andrew Sanborn is the starter next year, he's no longer the new kid on the block. He's been around here. He knows the offense. Him and Coach Palazzo definitely have got to know each other well this year. So it should be a better year for them.
Aaron Daniels bussing his way for 20 and carrying 7 guys with him like a freight train. It seems like we have a quarterback change for Muhlenberg. It's going to be Brett Confer. Brett Confer, the senior from Hopewell Valley, New Jersey. Seemed that was a handoff to Sanderson, another senior on this Muhlenberg team. So like Montclair State, they're getting their seniors involved for likely their final collegiate game. Confer with the handoff. It's Daniels. Daniels with some speed down that far sideline. the senior from Freeport, New Jersey, or from New York. Got a lot of that one.
Well, he took off there. Out to the left. Nobody really on him. And a huge gain. Muhlenberg trying to score another point. Trying to score another touchdown, it looks like, before the game ends.
Daniel's from Friends Academy in high school. Sounds like a pleasant place to go. I think I want to start a Friends Academy here. As we're wrapping up the season for Montclair State, Luke, this is your first year as a broadcast intern for the Red Hawk Sports Network. You just want to talk a little bit about your experiences and the ups, maybe the downs, or maybe not mention the downs. Just how you've likened it so far.
It's been a great ride so far. Fall sports are wrapping up. It's crazy. We already got through one chunk of the fall. We already got through half of the sports for the year almost. It's been a great time. Learned a lot from some of you guys that had a lot of experience. Yourself, Maz, Cafone, Oscar, a lot of the seniors. So shout out to you guys. It's your senior day, Connor, Ryan White. Senior day for the broadcast interns too. So we'll miss you here, but we won't forget you guys, and we appreciate what you guys teach us.
And we feel like the Sports Network is in good hands with you guys. But you brought up Montclair State sports, right? We just saw men's soccer win the NJAC last weekend. What a win against Rowan. Starting off down 1-0, putting up 4 goals in the second half. A very impressive victory as Confer, going to his right, drills it out of bounds. A very impressive victory for the men's soccer team, and they'll play tomorrow in the first round of the NCAA tournament at Montclair State University. Montclair has the privilege to host the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament. Women's soccer team also got a bid. They will be away this weekend.
On the road in Virginia. I believe it's the same format as the men's for them. So if they win tomorrow, they stay for Sunday's game. And also same with the men at MSU Soccer Park, right? Mm-hmm. Win tomorrow.
Play on Sunday.
We'll book them another round on Sunday. Yep.
And that will also be at Montclair State. So the Red Hawk Sports Network will have that coverage all weekend long. Women's volleyball team lost in the round against Kane, first round of the NJAC playoffs.
It's basketball time, though.
Basketball season has started. Women's basketball got a win. I think that was Wednesday they got a win. It was like 77 to 51 or so.
They won by 27, 28 points around.
Yeah.
Pretty good start for them. I think both basketball programs this year is going to look really good for the winter, represent the winter sports well.
Yeah, I think the home opener is the 15th.
Women's, right?
Yeah. And then the men play on the 16th for their home opener. And for both women's and men's basketball, the NJAC play starts relatively quickly. I was looking at it, and they play, I think, NJCU in about 2 weeks. So, like, the important games are coming very quickly. So, how important is it to be coherent and together as a program so quickly off the season when NJAC play starts so soon?
Yeah, that means the earlier games matter even more, right? You don't have as much time to prepare. Most of the sports, the NJAC play starts a little bit later, so you have a really long warm-up of games, but like you said, for basketball, it's not the case. So I think the women started off on a great note. The men got to do the same, and like you said, you got to get ready for the NJAC as soon as possible. And
Montclair men's team also played today. 85-49, they won against Lycoming College in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I mean, talk about starting your season off with a bang.
Both of them. Men's and women's teams, shout out. Can't wait to cover some basketball from Panzer right around the corner.
Mike Jackson with 20 points, 4 for 6 from 3. Megan Duffy had 18 points. Has a big run. And Daniels down that far side lands around the 3-yard line. We talked before this game, or during this game, about how potent this offense is for the Mules, averaging 40 points per game. They already got past that, looking to get near the 50 marker. They've gotten 50 twice this season. 53 against Moravian in their first game, and then 50 against McDaniel midway. And a botch snap goes all the way back to the 20 and wrapped down. Looks like Jack Machida. Senior from Collegeville, Pennsylvania.
It's 15. Machida, yeah.
Machida going to his left. Will pick up a chunk. Exciting things are happening here. The Red Hawk Sports Network doing multicam games weekly. So if you tune in to soccer tomorrow and Sunday night, you'll see views that you won't see really anywhere else. On-field access, sideline reporting weekly. If you watch the Inside the Nets, is a sports desk show. Comes out every few weeks or so, updating and highlighting the athletes here at Montclair State. Different segments each week, highlights. And there's also a new game show that's been coming out.
Who's the host of that one?
I'm going to have to Google that one. Just kidding, it's me. we just had the 3rd episode of RHSN, the show, with 3 athletes. Joelle D'Angelo, women's soccer and women's lacrosse player. Ava Avitello, women's lacrosse player. And Megan O'Callahan, women's soccer player. It was a very fun episode. A lot of laughs were had. I won't tell you who won, so I don't want to spoil it. But the winner gets a T-shirt, so there's a lot to play for, and also bragging rights.
Hey, if you're gonna go check it out, just I did audio, but don't blame me. All right.
Some technical difficulties, but you can watch me make some jokes that don't land. Having some discussion on the field. It's going to be 1st and goal for Muhlenberg. Although, most likely it won't matter unless Montclair can score 28 in 3 minutes. It was just the time again for class registration a few days ago. That's always a grueling process. How was yours?
It was all right. I didn't get all the classes I wanted, but it's a frustrating time. How about you?
Yeah, it was my last time registering for classes. as Daniels not able to get into the end zone there.
Well, question for you. I mean, it's your senior day, too, as a broadcast intern. How does it feel you're halfway done for the season and actually retiring after the spring from RHSN?
Wow, it's pretty sad. It seems like yesterday. I called my first football game freshman year. It's really flown by, and super thankful for the sports network because we've been able to get opportunities like we have right now to do the broadcast for a football game. As Confer takes the snap, hands it off to Daniels, going out to the left side, trying to take it outside. A great tackle made around the 8-yard line. But it's been a great opportunity, been able to do things in this field that not a lot of people get the opportunity to do. So it's going to be sad to go, but it'll be interesting to move on to other things. Just a minute and a half left. And you got to imagine a lot of these seniors are taking it all in, like I am right now.
I'm sure I can relate in 2 years.
Confer hands it off to Daniels. Gets nothing. We'll bring up 4th down. As this game is winding down and coming to a close. Montclair will look to finish the season 5-5. 4-2 in the NJAC. And what a difference from last season. 2-8 last year, so a 3-win difference. They went 0-6 in the NJAC last season. Now they go 4-2. A huge plus. And season before that, 3-7, 2-4 in the NJAC. And then they had the COVID season, and that was the last time that they had a positive record. They went 2-1. 3 games that year. They went 2-1, like I said. And I believe I was on the call for Wesley College, which was their second game of the season that year. March 20th. Can you imagine a football game getting played in March nowadays?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that was the COVID year?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Spring football.
Yeah. It still feels weird to be calling a Friday night game.
High school vibes.
Yeah. I believe this is done yearly. Looking at this 2020 season, they played William Patterson on a Friday.
Well, this game was originally tomorrow night, right? They moved it back a day. Because I remember it was a Saturday kickoff originally, and they changed it.
No Friday games last year, and no Friday games the year before that. So this is something that really you don't see too often. A lot of guys probably had class earlier today. And so if you're Muhlenberg, and you got class, and then I got to go hop on a bus and take a long bus ride over to Montclair State University. And that field goal was made. And Muhlenberg reaches 45. 31-point lead against Montclair State. And not just for the players, but also for the parents to have grown up watching their children play the sport. And it's got to be almost bittersweet to watch them play their final snaps in their final game tonight.
Sure it is. I mean, I'm sure most of these guys have been in the football uniform since they're from a young age. I mean, I think we've all had a sport that we've played for a long time, but at some point it comes to an end. Whether you make it professional or not, it's just how long will the career last? It's not forever. So, but a lot of these guys hanging up the boots probably after today, forever, and hope they keep the memories close to them.
Yeah, and that's going to be one of the things that it's one of the best parts about sports. It really brings people together, and all these guys sharing a locker room together and formed a family almost.
100%.
It's the final kickoff of the season. Ramos takes it to the 32, just 17 seconds left in Montclair State football's 2023 season. The first season under Coach Palazzo. And seeing some players, dap each other up and embrace.
See a couple sad faces though on the sideline. It looks like some seniors have already stepped on the field for the final time.
Mendez takes that carry. And it seems that will do it. The last snap of the 2023 season for Montclair State football. They go down 45-14 against the Muhlenberg Mules here at Montclair State University.
Well, that is the final score. Very one-sided game, I will say, but saw a couple of positives with the Redhawks. Some big runs, couple big plays, good offensive line play, but Muhlenberg 100% deserved the win, in my opinion. Just perfect football today.
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of positives to take from today and from this season as a whole for Montclair State football. They'll head into the off season and seeing maybe they were able to win the NJAC. Not sure the score right now of Christopher Newport and what the result of Rowan's game will be, but Montclair still has that opportunity to win the NJAC, as it seems we'll get one more snap. And it'll be a handoff to the senior Mendez. He goes down, and now that will do it. 45-14, Muhlenberg comes to town and beats Montclair State in the final football game of the 2023 college season. Montclair falls to 5-5, 4-2 in the NJAC. A much improved season from last year. What a season that it's been. The final time that these guys will shake hands with an opponent. One last huddle post game. And everyone taking it all in. The marching band's last performance at Sprague Field for the football season this year. The dance team, the cheer team's last performance.
So we will see everybody at Sprague next fall. It's crazy to say. Well, we have lacrosse here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but football and field hockey officially wrapped up. Fall sports at Sprague are finished. It's crazy to say. I feel like they just started, but Montclair State wrap on their football season. Only, I think, a bright future to come back to next year, Matt.
Definitely. So many positives to look towards next year. And that will do it for us here on the Red Hawk Sports Network. Matt Brochet for Luke Sirianni for the final time here at Sprague Field, saying have a very, very great night here from the Red Hawk Sports Network.